So we just did a video on neck and shoulder hygiene. We're going to continue to build on that. This video is an introduction to optimal shoulder health. Strong shoulders play a role in not only day-to-day activities, but also whenever you're introducing yourself to a yoga practice, you can find that very basic poses such as downward facing dog and planks require some shoulder strength. I want to start with some wrist stretches. So come into a hands and knees position. This is very, very important for, like I said, some of those basic poses. From this tabletop position, we're just going to start to find our shoulders over our fingertips, making some small circles going clockwise. Fingertips are spread super duper wide, and we're just rolling through the wrists. Forward and up to the left, over to center and to the right, hips back to the right, and then forward to the left. Breathe deep. You can continue to do this if it feels good to you. So we work on building an upper body routine for the best optimal health before we even get started with our yoga poses. I want you to always be mindful of yourself and your body, knowing that you are always going to be your best guide, always staying away from pain. But allowing yourself to learn what it feels like to get comfortable with uncomfortability. There's a difference between pain and uncomfortable. All right, you can go the opposite direction. Breathe deep. So now what we're going to do is flip onto the tops of our hands. Fingertips come to face our knees. Exhale, gently pull your hips back toward your heels, getting a nice deep stretch. Come back down onto your palms. We're turning the fingertips back towards our knees. Bring the inside of your wrists to face the front edge of your mat. And then taking circles. Perhaps this is the first time you've ever stretched your wrists in this way. It's so very important. All right, you can sit back on your heels. We're going to extend the hands out straight in front of us. Arms are parallel to the ground. Act like you're pressing a wall that's in front of you away. Activate the shoulders by squeezing your shoulder blades together. Deep breath. Exhale, drop the fingertips down, pressing the backs of the hands in that imaginary wall. Once again, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Find the shoulder activation. Inhale, fingertips lift. Exhale, they drop. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. You can roll your hands and fists, find a little circle, go one way and then the other. And then we'll come right back to hands and knees position. From here, we're going to a child's pose. Take your knees out wide, big toes kiss, hips back toward your heels, extend your arms out straight in front of you. But this is going to be an activated child's pose. Come up onto your fingertips, tent through your hands, bring your forehead down to meet the mat. Working in this shoulder activation for a few moments. Pressing the fingertips away, squeezing the upper back muscles. If you've tried a downward facing dog and it's just not for you, you might want to practice this for, let's say, a minute or two, and then allow yourself to release. Deep breath. Exhale. No matter where you are, always staying committed to your breath. And exhale. If this is the activation you needed and you'd like to stay a little longer, feel free. But we're going to start to come back to the hands and knees position, but just for a second. Wrists are directly below your shoulders, knees directly below your hips. Tops of the feet melt into the mat. We're going to slowly lower ourselves down onto our belly, but we're going to take our time. We're going to use 5 breaths to lower all the way down. Hug the elbows in as you start to bend them and bring your heart down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release yourself down onto your belly. Let's take the hands out as wide as the mat. Press into your fingertips. Press the pelvis into the mat. Squeeze the inner leg line together. Point through the toes. Press into the hands. Use your upper back muscles to lift the heart away from the mat. Deep breath. Exhale, drop your left shoulder down in line with the mat. Getting a deep stretch in that shoulder, you're gazing up over your right elbow. Inhale, press the ground away. Balance out your sides by dropping the right shoulder down. Gaze up to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, press the ground away. Exhale, lower yourself back down onto your belly. Hands are going to come underneath your shoulders. You're going to press straight up into what's almost like a modified push-up position. So our hips are slightly forward. Hug the elbows in as you exhale and lower your heart down to the ground. Deep breath, press the ground away. Gently lift your heart away from the mat for a cobra pose. Exhale, peel the hips back into child's pose. Now this is a flow that you can just continue to build on. Inhale, shift to that modified plank or push up. Exhale, slowly lower your heart down to meet the mat. Inhale, lift the heart away from the mat. Exhale, pull the hips back to a child's pose. Maybe even activate this child's pose. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale, child's pose. So I'm going to continue to build from here. If this works for you and you like it, as I suggest the other modifications, feel free to continue here. For those of you that want to move forward, we're going to inhale, come forward onto your forearms and into a forearm plank. You can clasp your hands as you press into your forearms, engagement of the core. Deep breath. Exhale. Bring your arms out straight, forearms down to the ground, palms face down. Gently lower your hips. Squeeze the legs together. Bring the tops of the feet down. Roll your shoulders down your back and lift through your heart for a Sphinx pose. Exhale, hands come together, back in that clasp. We're working our way into a dolphin pose. Curl your toes, send your hips high, start to walk those feet in towards your center, pressing your torso back to your upper thighs. Inhale, shifting those legs back and into a forearm plank. Exhale, dropping the hands down, lifting through the heart for the Sphinx pose. Exhale, finding that dolphin pose, shift the hips back, press into those forearms, walk the toes in. Hips stay lifted and you're in that inverted V. Exhale, you can start to work the toes back, shift forward into that plank. Inhale here. Exhale, lower yourself down into the Sphinx. Inhaling at the top. Exhale, working your way into that dolphin pose. Deep breath. And exhale. Let's all find a child's pose. Breathe deeply. So now, working into our third variation, I wanted to offer you different levels depending on where your strength is, where your mobility is. For this one, we're going to come into a full plank. Inhale and exhale. Slowly lower your belly all the way down to meet the ground. Hug the elbows in, tops of the feet meet the mat. Inhale, lift your heart away from the mat. We're coming into a cobra pose. Squeeze the elbows together. Upper back muscles are squeezing together. Heart stays lifted. Exhale to release down. Take a breath in. And then exhale, make your way to a downward facing dog if that's comfortable for you. Inhale, shift it forward into plank. Exhale, lower yourself all the way down. Inhale into that cobra pose. Exhale into downward facing dog. Once more, inhale, shifting forward wherever you are. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting through your heart. And exhale, peeling the hips back. Deep breath. Exhale, let's make our way back into that activated child's pose. Inhale. And exhale. I'm going to invite you to find a space of peace and calm to remain there for 5 minutes. Just another extra layer of the self-care that you so much deserve. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope to see you in our next video.